first couple of years, Super Bowl of Caring began getting beyond South Carolina. We had a little phone bank down at IBM downtown. We outgrew their capacity. Several people said, you need to talk with BlueCross BlueShield of South Carolina. Their telephone team would transform their auditorium in the first floor of the tower into a telephone bank.
I remember going to Blue Cross and the phones would ring, and we had, phones all in a U shape around the table, and they were ringing nonstop.
It grew and grew until there were 55 and 60 phones.
Every year there were more phones ringing and more phones there for us to answer.
We were having 150 different young people come.
All of us loved that day.
The phone team at Blue Cross Blue Shield was so supportive, so helpful, made it go so seamlessly that we would take over 1,000 phone calls an hour.
We never minded staying there as long as we possibly could, answering phones and hearing the stories.
You could hear and see and sense how young people were being impacted by participation, and having all those stories come into that central place really helped us tell the story nationally.
Somebody put up a bulletin board out in the atrium here, Super Bowl of Caring History. And there was my picture answering the phone at Blue Cross, and my kids were like, Mom, it says history, and there's your picture.
The spirit of everybody at Blue Cross Blue Shield, from those kitchen staff to the telephone team, to when I'd call on Ed Sellers occasionally, the fantastic support from Elizabeth N. Quo, Elizabeth Hammond, the PR team we called them. That was where the relationship with Blue Cross Blue Shield began, was with that phone bank.
Blue Cross Blue Shield is a leader in giving back to its community. And it's not just in the Midlands of South Carolina, it's across the state.
Leadership, starting right at the top with David Pankow, is absolutely an example of a servant leader.
Blue Cross Blue Shield has done so much for so many charities, and they always do it with fun, but they always do it with very thoughtful, intentional ways.
I doubt you can find an organization or an event in not only this community but throughout the state that in some way Blue Cross Blue Shield is not supporting.
Not only are they great employers for our community, but they also are very involved in doing good works all over.
They do a great job of just helping those that need a little bit of help.
I particularly love how Blue Cross Blue Shield engages their employee groups to do something internally.
It's easy just to write a check. It's harder to give employees the time to get involved and really help the community.
Enabling employees to use their particular gifts, using particular resources that they have as an organization that others don't have.
At the same time, while they are learning about something that charity does.
Blue Cross Blue Shield's leadership in this community isn't just in the headline ways. It really is what I value most, which is servant leadership.
When I think about Blue Cross Blue Shield, I think about what this community would be like if we didn't have Blue Cross Blue Shield.
And that's where I appreciate the culture that they have that's a good model for this entire community.
David Pankow and the whole team of Blue Cross is committed to making the Midlands a better place to live. And through their efforts, we're getting there.
Businesses are very important to all charities in the Midlands.
Any community that's growing and prospering, you've got to have companies that are willing to give back.
It's been incumbent upon businesses to help support the philanthropic efforts.
That is so important because Columbia is growing, and there's so many people that need that extra hand in a difficult time in their life.
Companies like Blue Cross Blue Shield are pivotal for success of any community.
I think it's important that we look after our own and take care of our own, and we have to do that by giving back.
We want them to see the Midlands as one wonderful place to live, but one awesome opportunity to give back.
We would not have the support that we have from all groups without that business corporation reach.
As leaders in the community all over the Midlands and surrounding counties, we're doing our best to support whatever we need to support to make this a community where our young folks want to stay.
To have area businesses understand that our work with young people and the gifts that they give back to the community makes it a better place to live.
Giving back to those kids that need a little assistance along the way is pivotal. You got to have that in a growing community.
I am amazed when I speak to people who remember being a youth at their church, collecting money to send to their favorite charity.
I never thought that I would be parenting a Super Bowl of Caring kiddo.
I've always loved Super Bowl of Caring. Our church has always participated in it.
A lot of our people really got involved in it because they saw a real special opportunity to start something from Columbia, started by youth, that could become national or even global.
One of the things that I'm passionate about is encouraging young folks to get their education and hopefully become future leaders.
By involving the youth of this community in philanthropy, we are preparing them for the future.
We put produce on the carts and rolled it out to the streets.
We all pitched in to help out, give out breakfast to the people that came by.
They are amazing young people who have chosen to be a part of this dynamic organization.
Just being able to do different things and see how being able to volunteer gives back to the community.
Just a good thing to do, really. I like helping out people.
Feeling that you get from doing little things in the community and giving back or just participating and volunteering in any way, I feel like that feeling is just enough drive and inspiration that stirs up within you to keep going and just to be a part.
We are preparing them to work with corporations like BlueCross BlueShield and to have a clear understanding of what it means to give back to their community.
We in the Midlands take a lot of pride in knowing that Super Bowl of Caring was not only headquartered here, it was founded here.
When I tell the story of Super Bowl of Caring and how our organization operates, how we reach out to churches, civic groups, businesses.
Just the fact that it happened on Super Sunday, spelled a little bit different than the Super Bowl of Caring, gave us a huge focus for one great day of giving.
I saw my children who are now grown adults grow up holding the soup bin.
To choose their favorite charity that they want to give that collection to.
I could really see the value in the community. We would get to decide where we wanted the money to go.
None of the money that's raised comes back to Columbia for administrative expenses.
I personally don't know of any other charitable organization that does that.
The Super Bowl of Caring has been very much dependent on local businesses in the Midlands as well as the faith community and as well as individuals and foundations.
So your contributions to Super Bowl of Caring help with that mission, help us reach more young people, more businesses, more civic groups, helps us to tell our story so that we can continue, and 27 years from now, we'll still be telling that story.
Obviously, BlueCross BlueShield's interested in health, and something I appreciate about that is they're interested in the health of a whole person and realize the impact that people getting beyond themselves and going and serving helps us all in our emotional health, which contributes to our physical health, which contributes to our well-being, which contributes to the character of our community. And I think that's an important contribution that BlueCross BlueShield is about day after day, week after week, month after month.
When we look to the future, organizations like BlueCross BlueShield are very important to the continued success of Super Bowl of Caring.
I can't think of any business or any individual, any foundation in the Midlands that's more deserving of this honor than BlueCross and BlueShield.
On behalf of Harvest Hope Food Bank, I really want to express my personal appreciation to BlueCross BlueShield.
To the Blue Cross team, thank you so much for all you do for this community. Dave, I really appreciate your leadership. I look forward to working with you for years to come.
And I personally would like to thank them and their staff and their executive suite for everything they do for the Midlands.
I'm grateful all those years, and I continue to be grateful for them.
Congratulations, BlueCross BlueShield, and thank you for everything you did for Super Bowl of Caring.
Congratulations to BlueCross BlueShield. We are proud of what you do. We thank you for what you do. We applaud you.
We, the local Youth Advisory Board, thank Blue Cross and Blue Shield for all they've done for the youth, then and now.
Thank you, BlueCross BlueShield of South Carolina, for being the most valuable player of Super Bowl of Caring across the state.